My name is Sam Manicom, and I've been called a bit of a disaster magnet, but I like to think of myself as being somebody who likes to go out and have adventures.
We're very fortunate enough to have Sam come down and support our event today. He's a good friend of Debbie's, who's our service manager. Sam's ridden all the way around the world. If you can think of a bit of land that a bike can go on somewhere on the globe, he's been on it. Millions and millions of miles. He's written fantastic books. He's got an amazing story to tell, and he's such a lovely guy.
I've been able to cover a fair selection of countries. I'm not actually sure how many I've been to now. I travelled through the length of Africa, so 19 countries in Africa, and then across to Australia, New Zealand, the Southeast Asian countries, India, Nepal, Pakistan, Iran, Turkey, and then through Eastern Europe, and back through the southern half of Africa for another year, this time riding with a girl. I met Birgit in New Zealand. She was riding a bicycle there, and I wasn't looking for a girlfriend, and she certainly wasn't looking for a boyfriend like me, but you know how things go. We got on really well. And after spending 3 months with her riding pillion on my bike in India and Nepal, I said to her, look, I'm going to South America. Would you like to come with me? And she said, well, yes, but on 2 conditions. I want to go to Africa first. And I thought, yeah, fantastic. I'd love to go back to Africa. There were so many places that I didn't get to that I wanted to. And there were some super hot spots that I wanted to show her. So that worked. And then she said, I want to have my own motorcycle. Okay. We set out from Mombasa Harbour, which is the main port of Kenya, with her having just ridden a motorcycle for 600 miles. So yeah, Africa taught Birgit how to ride a motorcycle, and she turned out to be a really good rider. Lots of fun to travel with. So we went across from South Africa to Argentina, down to Ushuaia, across into Chile, Peru, Ecuador, Bolivia, Colombia, and then up through Central America. We spent 3 months going through Central America, and it was just nothing like enough. It's a tiny part of the world, but so much to see. And then up into Mexico, United States, Canada, and towards Alaska. But we've been doing lots of shorter trips since then. Actually, getting the money together to do a big trip is a lot easier than people anticipate. One of the presentations that I do is on getting the money together to do a big trip. And one of the key points on that is stop spending money on luxuries. So, for example, how many coffees a day do you buy? How many packs of sandwiches a week do you buy? How many times do you eat out? How many bottles of wine do you drink? If you set your mind to go travelling, then just by cutting out those, a person that I spoke to, for example, she was saving herself £1,000 a month by cutting out on things like that. And yeah, well, that piggy bank account suddenly starts filling up when you do things like that. One of the things that's the most fun for me about travelling is taking advantage of opportunities. Now, I tend to ride quite slowly, but I explore a lot of side turnings, and because I travel slowly, a lot of those side turnings are there as opportunities. And it might be a side turning physically that looks interesting, and I've got my bike so I can go off and explore, but it might be a side turning that happens because of somebody that I've met.
Sam is, we know Sam from the past. He's absolutely brilliant. He's just so motivational. His books are brilliant as well. If ever you travel, you've just got to read the books about where you're going. But it's good to see him here because he rarely comes over this side of the country. So yeah, well done for getting him over here. It's a real blessing having him.
He's fantastic to have him here supporting the event, and every time he's given his talk today, it's been packed. All the seats have been taken, there's people stood up, and when you say standing room only, there weren't even any of that at one point. So it's been a really good addition to our event.